the blood vessels, as well as the blood that is carried throughout the body. This means that the circulatory system is made up of the cardiovascular system and the vascular system. We then move on to the major parts of the circulatory system. The heart. The heart pumps the blood throughout the body. It is made up of the four chambers, that is, the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. The heart is made up of a septum. A septum divides the heart into the left and the right. We then have the endocardium, which is made up of the epithelium tissue, which line the inner part of the lung. Then we have the nodal cells. The nodal cells help in transferring signals within the heart. Then we have the SA cells. The SA cells help in generating electrical impulses and sending them to the AV node. The nodal cells helps in transferring the signals within the heart. There is serous fluid, which help to protect the peritoneal layer of the serous. How blood moves. The blood goes into the heart through the vena cava into the right atrium. The right atrium then opens the tricuspid valves so that the blood moves into the right ventricle. Then the blood moves into the right ventricle, where it is pumped onto the lungs through the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery contains the semilunar valves, which opens up so that the blood moves to the lungs for oxygenation. The blood then moves back to the heart through the pulmonary vein into the left atrium. Then we have the bicuspid valves, which open up so that the blood moves into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood is pumped through the aorta, which is the largest artery, to all the parts of the body. The left side of the heart is made up of very strong and bigger muscles, cardiac muscles, than the right. This is because the left side of the heart has to pump blood to all parts of the body, which needs a lot of pressure. We then move on to the blood vessels. The types of blood vessels include the artery, the veins, and the capillaries. The arteries move blood away from the heart, like the aorta and the pulmonary artery. They move blood away from the heart. We then have the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins move the blood towards the heart, like the vena cava, as well as the pulmonary vein. We then have the capillaries. Capillaries help in transferring blood to the body cells. The diseases related to the heart. This includes the ischemic heart disease, the inflammatory heart disease, the deep vein thrombosis, and the hypertension. Let us then move on to the components of the blood. We have the plasma. The plasma is a yellowish liquid that is found in the blood. We then have the red blood cells. The red blood cells contain the red pigment that is called hemoglobin, that helps in transferring and absorbing the blood throughout that helps in transferring and absorbing oxygen throughout the body. We then have the white blood cells. The types of the white blood cells that we have are the neutrophils, the basophils, the lymphocytes, the monocyte, and the eosinophils. We then have the platelets. The platelets are the solid fragments that helps in blood clotting or blood coagulation. We then move on to the blood coagulation. The importance of blood coagulation is to prevent excessive loss of blood in the body. It also prevents the invasion of the microorganisms into the body. These microorganisms may be virus or bacteria. Blood coagulation occurs where there has been an injury on the skin. We have the 4 stages of the blood coagulation. The four stages include constriction of the blood vessels, formation of temporary platelet plaque, the activation of coagulation cascade, formation of fibrin plaque, or the